I want to talk about today is a problem that I've seen in the skyblock community and all over Hypixel, and that is just straight bug reports. Or even like any complaint or suggestion to add to skyblock that isn't coming from the skyblock nerds discord. And it is just absolutely incomprehensible, and it is very annoying to deal with as a player that doesn't sit here and upload skyblock content to YouTube, who doesn't stream skyblock to Twitch that often. And that is, again, the problem of Hypixel is not really listening to their community. A few months ago, almost a year ago at this point, I kicked my co-op member, Wafak, because he was just inactive, and I could not claim him whatsoever. So I submitted a bug report based off this problem I was having. To my surprise, I got an automated response. The video still being linked to that automated response has 0 views whatsoever from anyone whatsoever. That isn't me, obviously. Now, you think if I submit a bug report with video evidence that said bug report would actually be looked at. I get people filing false reports, but to get just a straight automated response, it was more like an insult. And that is, well, basically the problem of Hypixel is if you're not a YouTuber, or if you're not someone big in the community, like, I don't know, let's say max level Iron Man that doesn't stream or do anything to YouTube, they're not going to listen to your complaint because your complaint to them doesn't matter whatsoever. And it sucks. But with that out of the way, I want to address the second issue, and that is account ratting. Whether it be Minecraft, whether it be Roblox, whether it be any game, people who rat are scums of the earth. They don't want to earn the items or coins themselves. They just want to sit there and take credit for someone else's work. And it absolutely sucks. I've seen this problem with Roblox, and I've seen this problem in Hypixel. And I mean, it was one of the biggest problems in Skyblock here. And I mean, it still is a big problem. But a lot of people say if you get ratted, it's kind of your own fault. And with those people, I agree, but to disagree. Because, first off, when a game is targeted towards kids, and I'm not saying Skyblock's targeted towards kids, it's a grindy MMO RPG. Obviously, adults would want to play it more than kids. But that's besides the point. But when a game's targeted towards kids, and the mod sits there and rats their account, what else can that mod do? And I was recently watching one of Delarius's live streams, and he brought up this point of like, okay, what if they access their webcam instead? What if they access blah 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 and yada yada? And to that, he has an absolutely outstanding point of, well, you know, first off, they could access almost anything and everything with a rat. Now, phishing is different than ratting. Phishing is where, you know, it gets your details by you inputting in your own details. You can't call that ratting. Though your account will be logged into, more than likely the password will be changed, the coins sold off, and the account sold off. Because that is just what they do. And it absolutely sucks for the people that this happens to. For that, I will give you some internet safety advice on that. Do not ever input your account information and password unless it is something that where your account information and password is needed from a verified provider. Sorry. If you just sit there and input your account password in some random Discord with 10k members into a bot and log in and send them a verification code, that, I'm not saying that's your fault. I'm not saying it's anyone's fault. Just don't do that. And on top of that, never ever use your real name in your username. That's just basic information. because then, you know, those people who could sit there and log into your account could also sit there and basically just use the white pages to find family members and threaten you to make you pay. But other than that, that is all I have on rats. It's so preventable too. Is two-factor authentication on Hypixel's in, on any Minecraft servers in, because that's what Java, or not what Java, but what Bedrock servers do, is they have account information input, like, not like your Mojang account or your Microsoft account input, but just like where you could input a password every time you log into the server. And if Skyblock, or if Hypixel offered that, if every Minecraft server offered that, that would prevent ratting. And one of my few other points I have, year 400 is coming up in Skyblock. Do we need another raffle? No. Is it going to happen? Yes. And with this raffle, it is going to be exploited like the last one. You're going to have high-level players inviting randoms to their, or not inviting randoms, but inviting old accounts to their profile. And sitting there and basically just collecting the goods from the raffle, whether it be Necron's handle and... Because, I mean, in all honesty, no matter what level your profile is, if you invite someone to it, especially like if you have everything done, if you have max garden collections, max whatnot, you know, that are profile oriented upgrades rather than player oriented upgrades, you're going to immediately advance that alt account to almost, if not the required level to participate in the raffle. And that is what happened to the last raffle, is so many people invited other accounts, alt accounts of their own, to their profile, and sat there and reaped the rewards, rather than sitting there and doing it legit. And with this raffle, it is going to be the exact same. It is probably going to be same rewards, if not more rewards. Because honestly, the last raffle was flooded with fruit bowls, Jerry, aspect of the Jerry's, and just complete, utter useless nonsense. The only thing people cared about was Necron's handles, Necron's ladder, Devon's alloys, and the dyes. Other than that, that just basically became the most useless raffle ever. Not a lot of people were able to get things, and I get that. That's what the raffle was for, was not a lot of people to get things. But when you get flying pig 4 times in a row, or salmon hat 4 times in a row, it gets boring. And finally, Iron Man. I really want to address this problem, is that the Iron Man community was meant to be the hardcore game mode of you're separated completely from the normal economy. You're not participating in the normal economy, and you sure as hell aren't buying from the normal economy. I know it's the same exact thing. The only thing that would make you part of the normal economy is Dark Auction and Shin's Auction. But with the Iron Man, money is so much harder to grind, especially with the NPC sell limits. And just, you know, there's not a lot you could do. It's just mine for hours, mine Ruby for hours. After you get 655, after you get full Devons, after you fish for hours. At this point, Iron Man is still hard to grind. It's boring, yes, I will give you that. It is boring to grind after you get past the early game. But other than that, that is what Iron Man's meant to be. And they have announced some changes to Iron Man, like cosmetic dyes, ruins, and stuff like that, maybe, I think. I only remember seeing the dyes page. But, yeah, basically with the dyes, you're going to have Iron Man players participating and giving normal economy players money. Best thing you could do is make the artist a bode, sell the dyes that have been donated to him, to the Iron Man players, and it'd be like an Iron Man only NPC. And with Dark Auction, simple solution, Iron Man only Dark Auction. Shin's Auction, Iron Man only Shin's Auction. How would it work? Same amount of items besides in Shin's. Shin's would only have a few for sale. So you don't have those Iron Man players just... how do I word this? Just sitting there and having to overpay for every item because they're Iron Man. Like, that's not what Dark Auction was designed for. Dark Auction was designed for, you know, rare items, expensive, yes. But at the same time, those said rare items really just went down in value over the years. Turtle Pet has went up, Jellyfish Pet has went up, though. And even the eccentric painting. I remember getting my set of eccentric paintings for 11 mil. And now for 9 of them, you need 444 mil. That is absolutely ridiculous. Anyway, that's kind of my tangent on that. I just have one final point, and that is, if anyone from Hypixel, or if anyone has connections to Skyblock Nerds, to Hypixel itself, quit fucking updating early game. Quit suggesting updates to the early game. Like, goddamn. I have played this game for 5 years, and I have been pretty far progressed the entire time because, you know, playing the game since it came out, or the game mode since it came out. God damn. The amount of times early game has been reworked or just absolutely completely changed to benefit early game players, it is absolutely insane. Like, we shouldn't have a mining update 4 times a month. Like, no, mining... I'm even classifying Heart of the Mountain 10 as early game now because it's just how easy they have made it. I get the commissions rework was needed. I get the glaciate tunnels may have been needed to some people, but not me. But other than that, I get it might have been needed overall. But when you sit there and update early game at every possible chance and barely make a change to end game, it is going to absolutely ruin the end game players. They're going to get bored and they're just going to up and quit. The Rift, yeah, it's early game, but at the same time, you're restarting basically from nothing in order to do Vamp Slayer. Okay, I get that, you know, Rift was kind of needed. But other than that, you add they add mobs, they add stuff that only benefits the early game players. And as someone who is classified as end game, like, yeah, sure, I still got dungeons to do. I still got my collections to get up. I still have Kudra to do. But at the same time, there's not many people who could do it. And on top of that, it is just a whole bunch of early game updates. That is my biggest problem. Other than that, I hope Forging Update comes out soon because I have no need to be number 124 in Spruce Wood. I am going to approach number 1 soon. That is how much spruce wood I have collected since they are like, oh yeah, Forging Update this year. Oh wait, no, never mind, next year. And why spruce wood is just because I like spruce. Other than that, I'm XD Slicer. Sorry for going on a tangent. I hope Skyblock fixes everything, and I hope Hypixel finally listens to people who aren't in a position of power, whether that be with YouTube subs or whether it be just their entire oh god, how do I word this? Their entire Discord full of quote-unquote SB nerds that will sit there and camp the forums and not listen to any suggestions whatsoever. Anyways, I'm XD Slicer. Bye-bye. Little quick editor note while I'm editing this video. I will be taking off that cannot salvage a co-op member. I will be taking it off unlisted. I would provide it inside the video, but the video is already long enough, and I need to go to work, and I don't want to sit there and edit more. Uh, Even though it's like a 13-second video, I no longer have it on my hard drive, so I don't want to have to go through the process of re-downloading it. But other than that, I just want to be transparent with this. I don't want anyone to send any hate towards Hypixel. I just want Hypixel to resolve this issue, because that was billions of coins lost when I couldn't salvage my co-op member due to a bug. Just for the bug report not to be reviewed in an automated response. Also, automated response going to be in the thumbnail. Yeah, anyway, thank you guys. Bye-bye.